Football's most abiding rule is that no individual is bigger than the team. So we need one that is. We rejected Pierre van Hooijdonk. He went on strike at Notts Forest, saying publicly that his teammates were just not good enough. Nor is Van Hooijdonk. He doesn't make it into our team. We also rejected Italian Paolo Di Canio, a serial misfit who was in dispute with Celtic for 5 months over a pay increase. At his next club, Sheffield Wednesday, he shoved a ref to the ground and was banned for 11 matches. Now at West Ham, he's said to be a reformed character. On that basis alone, he fails to make the cut. So we selected the German aristocrat of arrogance, the man who showed contempt to his manager, his fans, and even his country, Stefan Effenberg. Effenberg is a consistent dissenter at his club Bayern Munich. Criticized recently by club president Franz Beckenbauer, he replied, "When I get pushed into a corner, I get personally unpleasant. Try me."
Effenberg's a tremendous talent, but again, both on and off the field, he's utterly unpredictable and self-destructive.
Criticized by his manager before a game, Effenberg invited him to step outside. He trashed a physio's car and left it on a rubbish dump. He was accused of hitting a woman in a restaurant. He said he'd only touched her and that there was no need to go to hospital.
He's got that little bit of German arrogance about him that they do tend to have, and when they go away and play for the national teams, he's always got one or two who think they know better than everybody else and better than the coach. I think Effenberg seems to be one of them type of players.
He outraged national coach Bertie Vogts when he walked out of the team training camp to stay in a hotel with his wife. He accused the management team of spying on him. The German fans have a chant for him, Effe du Arschloch, which means exactly what it sounds like.
Effenberg reacts to his own supporters. There's no doubt about it that he's a law unto himself in terms of his attitude, and if people don't like him, he doesn't care a damn.
Very solid challenge from Effenberg down there.
The 1994 World Cup and arrogance is on the back foot. Struggling against South Korea, Germany needed everyone to pull together. But Effenberg let the side down and was substituted.
The whistle was from the German fans who are demanding better.
Taunted by German supporters, he responded with the ultimate gesture of contempt.
It's a small gesture to make, but if you're German, I suppose that is the equivalent of taking down your trousers and lighting a farce in front of the Queen, isn't it?
Our number 2 is the man who told his own country to sit on it. The Grand Archduke of Dissent, Stefan Effenberg. "5'6" and 13 stone. From this compact frame pours the greatest talent the world has seen. And into it, colossal amounts of cocaine and cortisone. You can take the boy from the barrio, but not the barrio out of the boy. Our number 10 became a friend of the mafia, a user of prostitutes, a cheat and an addict. He is Diego Maradona. Maradona's early years were a struggle for survival on the mean streets of Buenos Aires. The seeds of his destiny were sown in one extraordinary childhood moment.
The infant Maradona falls into the cesspit outside the family home in the barrio, and he is drowning in what can be described as shit. And his hand is above the surface, and his uncle comes and pulls him out. From that moment on, Diego Armando Maradona believes that he is the chosen one.
I have 2 dreams. One is to play in the World Cup. The other is to walk away as the winner.
He took his streetwise ways into the 1982 World Cup, but not for long.
Managed to put a little kick in on Batista, and he's off. That is the end of Diego Maradona's World Cup. Well, this is sensational. The world's greatest player by repute is being roundly booed here in...
He comes from a very poor background. People learn the trade, people learn football in the streets, and in the streets you have to survive. They will dive sometimes, they will touch their balls with hand, and they just try to do anything really.
And the barrio boy raised theft to an art form in the 1986 World Cup.
What I did to the English was to pick their pocket. Nothing more than that, but in such a way that nobody noticed.
And who says that crime doesn't pay? After picking the English pocket, he went on to pick up the biggest prize of all. At Barcelona, Maradona fell into bad company. He appeared in this anti-drug advert, but failed to take his own advice. From Spain, he was drawn to the sleazy underbelly of Italy.
Napoli was the city that gave him everything as long as he would win. Ultimately, that proved to be his undoing because Napoli was furnishing him with everything that he wanted, from prostitution to cocaine. And that meant that sooner or later, it all caught up with him.
Charged with possession of cocaine and banned from football for 15 months, Maradona, publicly at least, started a process of rehabilitation. By the 1994 World Cup finals, he seemed to have cleaned up his act.
But the evidence was against him in that mad goal celebration when he came tearing over to the touchline camera and did this ridiculous, farcical face-pulling. And you began to think, yeah, maybe there is something coursing around his veins apart from pure adrenaline. And sadly, that's how it transpired.
Leaving the finals in disgrace, Maradona was hounded by the media back in Argentina. He had his own way of dealing with the jackals of the press. He shot them with an air rifle. He received a 2-year suspended sentence for this attack. Maradona still adores his boyhood team, Boca Juniors, but is now just another overexcited spectator. At 40, he has the heart of a 70-year-old. He's battling drug addiction, ballooning weight, and the Italian inland revenue. Yet this is one football star who just won't fade away.
As the football becomes more and more manicured, more and more marketed, and they want you to believe it's the global game, sponsored by Coca-Cola with the lovely shiny kids, and through that image, it keeps leering this fat face with a big rock of cocaine stuck up his nose going, but I'm the greatest footballer ever. And it's just driving them mad. I honestly don't believe we've seen the last of him.
Salud. Gracias. Nos vemos. Cheers.
Bad, belligerent, and beyond redemption. Maradona. We award Maradona the captain's armband, but the manager's job remains vacant. No one could tame this team.
Imagine being the manager of a team like that and walking in and thinking, yeah, he probably would murder me. I think he'd sleep with my wife, and he'd definitely raid my wine cellar.
I don't think any manager would wish to deal with 11 players like this. Most of them have a hard time with one player like this in a squad.
Seriously, I mean this seriously. I would think, where is the nearest asylum? Because they would drive you there.